Alright, so somewhere in there, that all got fixed. I was trying to fix my stream before I came back online, because the sound wasn't working. Apparently all I had to do was hit that stream button, and it was going to tell me everything was A-okay. So, what I want to do today is twofold. See if we can't make this full screen as well. Alt enter. Yeah. So, it doesn't even quite look full screen. There we go. That's full screen. There we go. There's Solforge in all of its 1080p glory. I did this high rarity draft. I'm just gonna finish this off just to get it off my client for a second here, but obviously we can't play any of these games, so I'll just have to forfeit it. Might want to lock in black. Stygian Lotus is a pretty powerful card, though. And I like green a lot in this format as well, but locking in black with Sorrow Maiden probably would be insane. Epidemic's really good. Contagion Lord is pretty good, but you don't really get any A-bombs to go with it. So, I think Epidemic is great. Grimgaunt Predator is good, even though there's not that many ways to force him through. Echoes is good. Ruby Scale Dragon is good. You can survive till player level 2 in this format, typically. Ramble's okay. Scatter Spore's okay. I think I go Ruby Scale here, though. I think that is just like the most objectively powerful card. Sorrow Maiden's good with the Epidemics and Grimgaunt Predators. We can make that go a little farther, even so. Grab that. Witherfrost Succubus does work with Sorrow Maiden. I think it's a fine card. The other two cards are not great. Take another Stygian Lotus to help clear the field. Shardplate Behemoth, also pretty good. We also have Nephrax with double Stygian Lotus to go with it, though. Shardplate, Thundersword, Nephrax, and Xerxes are all super powerful cards. Take Nephrax, it doesn't really even matter. Spite Sower Acolyte is fine. It might be the pick. It's like another Witherfrost Succubus for the deck. The other cards aren't great. Aetherphage is okay. Umbra Clasher's not going to get the trigger. Spite Sower seems fine. Dragon Slayer I think is kind of cute. It's also a pretty powerful underdrop. Yeah, I think it's actually the pick. Kataru Sprite's good, but it's not like we're going to have any Spring Dryads or Harbingers of Spring. This is when they play an additional card. Let's take a removal spell. Let's take a Ferocious Roar. That'll work well with a lot of the stuff we've got going on. Ridgeback is good. Shardplate Behemoth, pretty insane. We'll take that. Snowdrift Alpha. Can really run away with it. Grab another Sorrow Maiden. The Grimgaunt wasn't bad there either. Take another Ferocious Roar. I guess we can take a Phytobomb. Currently, Phytobomb works with Ferocious Roar. It works with Nephrax. And it works with Malice Hermit. So, we've got a few combos with it that can make it do some kind of silly things. Immortal Echo is pretty powerful. Less so with Phytobomb, but still pretty powerful. Echo Wisp. Insane underdrop. Nova, just solid card. It's a 4/8, and then it's a at least an 8/13. So it's got a pretty solid stat line just across the board there. Immortal Echo's also pretty good, though. We are going to be making a decent amount of tokens. I guess Nova's fine. Nova's a pretty good card. Ebon Skull Knight, great underdrop. Just missing a Progeny to pick it up. Lifeblood Dryad seems pretty good. Metamorphosis is a great removal spell. Dragon Slayer's a good underdrop. Phytobomb's got some synergy. But Lifeblood Dryad will let us do some snowbally stuff and kind of control the board. Scythian Tormentor, definitely not where we want to be. Darkfrost Reaper could actually be okay. Kills Thunder Swords, kills Yeti Storm Shapers. What else does it kill? Question is that better than a hard-gated removal spell? Something that can kill a Thundersoar and a Yeti Storm Shaper at every point in the player level. I think Dreadbolt's good. We've got 2 Grimgaunt Predators, right? Yeah, so that's worth taking. Do we want to take a Tomb Pillager? It's just a 5/6 with Overload, essentially, with like some small upside. Yeah, that seems fine. Zimis the Undying is the first thing that pops out at me. Dissy and Sludge, obviously, we are in the colors for it, but we're not going to be gaining any life here. I think we'll take a Zimis for the late game. That seems fine. Remembrance is like an overload card, effectively. Struzel's not doing anything for us. Loros isn't really where this deck wants to be. Though we do make tokens. This works with Stygian Lotus, potentially. Zimis is just a great end game. And Ferocious Roar is good. Necroamoeba is also pretty good. But I think the more Roar, the better. And I think I'll just take another Roar here. We're like really good on pump spells now. Brood Queen's going to be insane. Nether Scale seems fine. But I think we might just take Runegrove Guardian. We only have 1 poison card, and it's the Brood Queen Naga. Right? Yeah, that's our only poison. Oh no, Malice Hermit. Well, never mind. That's an insane combo. I'll queue for the match, but I can't imagine that anybody's going to be playing this, like, especially now. So, I'll just kind of keep that queue running throughout the day. If by some crazy luck it happens to pop. But I am not really counting on it. What else do we have? We've got Draft and we've got Heads Up Constructed. And then I also want to start making some decks here. Something there. Interesting. Just reading some stuff about the revival. I try not to Reddit while I am streaming. Apologies if you are watching the VOD on solforgegame.com. But I definitely just, like, didn't respond to anything for, like... Or why did I say solforgegame.com? YouTube.com. Alright, now I'm concentrating. Now we are... Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just start, just start copying over some of the decks that De Jour has talked about on the Reddit thread that I made. So... just edit the title here of the stream. So yeah, just making some decks here. And the other thing I want to do, I might as well, for all the cards that I know that I want to play, let's just forge those real quick. It's probably only going to be like the last 2 sets, right? There might be stuff from this stuff that's Legends that I don't yet have copies of. You know, I think I gotta make one of these. What'll this give me? Oh, is this 100? Yeah. So this will let me make like 13 legendaries. Alright, I'll see if this works. This is kind of what I thought was gonna cause problems. Okay, I was right. That did cause some problems there. It can't really take that long, right? Let's see if we can, I know that there is bulk scrapping enabled on Kalari's Ladder. Don't scrap legendaries or heroics. Alright, looks like that did pretty much work. I didn't scrap everything. The client shows that, or Kalari's Ladder shows that there's still a lot more stuff. Looks like it left like 6 copies of most cards here. Right, so if we go... Yeah, like there's no reason I should have this many anatomizes, right? Or maybe they're just shareables. Okay. So maybe it works. Alright, and now let's go ahead and make the stuff that I'm going to need to make. So anything that we see that is under 3 that we know that we'll want to play with, we'll just make another copy of. Actually, Patron of Invilian might be better off. It gives a Specimen and a GSF. What does this give? A Ramble and a Wegu. I could probably buy this if I look for some codes. I think GSF Command or Ritual of the Elements might be the only of all of these cards that I actually need anymore. Right? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play a Ramble deck. Don't think I'm going to play a Specimen deck either. So yeah, I'll just buy this. Easy enough. And that leaves us with 120, which is not enough to do anything with. I might also have to buy more. Oh, maybe I could have done this instead. No, it doesn't look like this gives us anything that we need. It does give us an additional deck slot. Oh, you know what? I didn't even have enough for this, did I? Nah, plus we have all this stuff anyways. Alrighty. I did the right thing. Not a huge deal if I didn't. So let's go to forging, and yeah, let's just continue to... I'm just going to fill out my collection real quick. Just make sure I have everything. Yeah, just one. Believe it or not, just want to make one there. I think you can make 10 of a card. But yeah, we clearly don't need to make 10 of everything. I don't think I'm going to play with any Uriels or Sparkies, so we'll leave those out for now. Frontline Combatant, definitely making one more of those. I don't think I need to make any Voltaic Prophets. Oh, we definitely want Nexus Bubbles. That's a good one. Yeah, like right here. You would think it might be like 1, 2, 3, but no, they gave you the option to make 10 of a card. Should you ever feel the need to. Doppelbot, no. Marty, I think yes. I think it was a good enough card at one point. Looks like Heroics I pretty much have covered. The 2 Heroics that I didn't, I actually knew about specifically. Circe's Call. This is a zombie. Yeah, maybe you want a Circe's Call. I know that didn't come out with Indomitable Fiend, but maybe it is still good enough that there's lists with it. I'm not really sure. This guy I know is sweet, but I don't think I've seen him in many competitive lists. Same thing with the Spider Queen. She's strong, but I don't think super competitive. What? Why does this say 2 Immortal Echoes? Oh, that was destroyed this game. Okay, that's not Farna's Pact. Right, okay. Do definitely need another Immortal Echoes. Grimgaunt Doom Rider is fine as is. Yeah, pretty much got everything there. Wait, is Remembrance played? Is Remembrance played in the, it probably is, right? In the Spawn guy deck? What is it called? The deck with the 2/2? It probably is. Oh, already I am out of dust. That's fine, we'll scrap some more stuff. We'll need another Ritual of the Elements, even if we don't play that deck. Potentially one. of Valifrax. We'll circle back to it, though. Alright, let's look through these again. Phoenix Call, don't think so. Draconic Echoes, 2 of those is probably good. I think I will want Blitz Mains and Loroses. Creatures deal non-battle damage. I'm not sure if Windspark Elemental's ever been a deck. I think it was for a second, but I'm not super sure. Definitely want another A-Tour. Agamenon we can pass up on, I think. What else? Oh yeah, there's definitely some green heroics, or not green heroics, green legends that are good. I don't actually have a full playset of Ruthless Wonders. I didn't know that. Pretty sure Enduring Vitality is good. And Ancestral Echoes. And probably Dozer too. Alright, let's hit a bulk scrap button real quick. Yeah, there's still things here. Let's actually just not do the heroics. Let's just do the legends. Should I do it on the ladder instead? Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on Solforge ladder. See if I can get a more reasonable number. So if I say don't scrap heroics, I don't really even care if it scraps heroics. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna exit Solforge real quick. Let's see if that solves it. If not, I'll just do it in client. Oh, looks like it did it. So what is this? This is 11 more legends. It's probably enough. Let's make 2 of these. Let's make 1 of these. Don't think Everflow Eidolon ever saw play. Ancestral Echoes will make 3 of these. Oh wait, we can still make 18 more. Let's just fill out the collection then. We definitely have enough to do so. I don't think Wiggy's Embrace is any good. I'm not going to bother with the new heroics that we'll eventually get, but there was another Tempest card that I think I wanted. Maybe 1 Valifrax. I didn't see that in the list. Yeah, I guess I'll make 1. It doesn't have haste, right? Oh, the Windspark Elementals. I can circle back to that one. Because that's a whole deck. It's not just... That's just not a card that's gonna slide into a deck. That's gonna be a whole deck in and of itself. I have 0 Lichmane Dragons. That's kind of surprising. It's new enough, though, that I probably don't have to cover it. Like, I don't think it's really shown up throughout the history. Spiritstone Sentry, though, I think this card's been good. I've seen this played a decent amount, at least. We'll make them. What did I have 0 of? I thought I saw something with a 0. No, never mind. Guess I didn't. Doppelbot, Specimen, Crux. Maybe Specimen's a thing, alongside Alyssa or something. Lucid Echoes. That's seen play. What about Specimen, though? Or not Specimen, Alyssa. Do I have any of those? I'll wait on this and Alyssa, but I guess that would be the last 600 that I have here. Would go towards Alyssa's Specimens. Oh wait, I didn't forge bronze. And I know I don't have those. Oh, Dozer. No, I got Dozer. Where's Braun? Isn't Braun called Braun? Oh, I just have 3. But where is he? So I guess I own Braun, but he just doesn't show up alphabetically with the other cards here. That makes me nervous, because that makes me feel like there's cards just not showing up here. No, okay, they're just not alphabetical. They're just in a random ass order. Braun is the last card for absolutely no reason. Okay. Yeah, I don't get it, but we have them. Did I make Lucid Echoes? I don't think I did, right? No, I guess I did. Okay. So now we've got everything in our collection, at least. And I still am pretty sure I have, like, a bunch of leftover stuff from shareables. I've also just been, like, giving my stuff away to anybody that wants it. But, yeah, that's still about... So what is this currently? This is 11 million, and we can bump it up to 18 million if we need to. Wait, that's crazy. That means I only used 2 million of the 20 million that I have. Yeah, okay, we're not running out of stuff anytime soon. I'm gonna open up these boosters, because why not? Cool. 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 Actually, that's our third Apocrymancer. Pretty sure, right? I don't think you're supposed to get a heroic in every pack, are you? You supposed to get a heroic in every pack? I don't think so. I don't remember this happening when I was playing the other day. Maybe they changed the numbers? They might have bumped up the numbers for, like... the client closing down. Yeah, that's crazy. There's definitely a heroic in every pack. Can we do anything with that knowledge? Cinder Smoke Wyvern. Cool. Lug. Your energy charger. Cool. Blazing Hostility. Yeah, there's a heroic in every pack. Confirmed. I'm willing to confirm it right now. Oh, come on! Come on, we almost had it. That was still pretty insane, right? So how much does like a pack smelt for? Let's get this out of here. How much does a heroic smelt for? If we scrap this, sure. 5,000. And then to buy a booster is 7,000. Let's just buy like 10, see if the same thing happens again. It seems like the numbers went up, right? I'm pretty sure I made silver out of that exchange. And then we open them in collection open packs. Okay. Alright, so how much does a rare smelt for? A rare and 4 commons. Let's go check that out. A rare would be... Actually, let's look for something I have 4 of, because that means that it's not shareable. Oh, this is a common. Alright, so let's scrap this. That's only 25 silver, but that's 100 silver when you add up that you're getting 4 of them. And then, sure, whatever. Let's toss this. 250. So you get 5,350 silver out of a pack if you just open up 1 rare, 1 heroic. So this pack we lost about 2,000 silver. 2,150 silver lost. 2,150 silver lost. So in these 10 packs, we've potentially lost 20,000 silver. If they all have that. Alright, so this one, now we've lost 25,000. So we're down 25,000 silver. But if we hit a legend, now we're down 30,000 silver. Okay, so now if we hit a legend, we still haven't made up for it. Now we're down 35,000. Alright. It was worth a shot. Now we're down 40,000. Now we have to open up double legends. And no, we're down 45,000 silver. All right, I thought maybe they changed around the algorithm. Maybe they did. They noticed that I caught on to them, and then they reverted it back really quick. That's probably the answer. I'm pretty confident that's what happened now. I am gonna go get some more snacks, and I will be right back. Alrighty. So now, let's make some decks. So this deck is Marty. We'll just use this name that Dejure gave us here. And just pop in the cards in the order that he wrote them down. Ooh, our Q popped. Crazy. I guess we will go play that. Nova, Snowdrift, Ruby Scale. I feel like Snowdrift's actually pretty reasonable. You can go pretty aggressive with all the roars and stuff in our deck. Yeah, like what if I just fill the lanes and go double roar here? How insane is that? That seems pretty dumb to me. Wow. And I get to Epidemic. So I'm going to positive battle him. Holy shit. That's going to kill my Snowdrift, but I'm going to be able to positive battle him. No, I'm only going to do this play if I can hit a lot of dogs here. Is that enough? I think here I will just go Grimgaunt. Epidemic Roar. No, Grimgaunt Roar. Epidemic skill's better than Roar. Definitely playing Grimgaunt. If I play double Roar, my creatures are bigger. I've got 7/6s. I guess this hunting pack should have been here. The first one was definitely right, but the second one should have been in lane 4. Or 5, rather. Oh! But Tanimate's brutal, because the Lifeblood Dryad was coming out. I can still Brood Queen into Dryad. Give my Hope team +2/+2. Oros will die to poison after trampling over once, and then also hitting me on their turn. But then I've got 8/7s. 8/7s have got to be insane, right? That seems really good to me. Alright, he goes for the Ancestral Echo. So that's going to do some work in saving his Oreo here. You know what? I think I'll just take out Oreo with each other friendly creature. So Lifeblood Dryad does not pump itself. Good, I didn't make that mistake then. Yeah, let's still chump block Oreo with a poison dude. And then pump my team up a little bit more. We've got Lifeblood Dryad now to sacrifice to the Brood Queen. And then I've got Zimis, Lotus, Botanimate, and Sorrow Maiden. All which are good cards to play here. Ebon Skull Knight probably will not be the play, as it will die. Oreo's going to keep him in it as far as life totals are concerned, but he's still in a little bit of a tough spot here. Alright, Ebon Skull for a trade. There's a lot of things that could trade with these dogs still. Ebon Skull, Shard Plate Behemoth. A lot of pretty strong cards, so I'm not super surprised that these dogs aren't just winning the game for me, especially when my opponent's gaining all that life right back. We are going to completely negate the effects of this, though. That's for sure. Ooh, a Krogius Chump Block. Alright. Well, that's actually really good for us. We can now just sacrifice Zimis or something to Oreo. We could also sacrifice a Stygian Lotus, but I think I want to level up both Zimis and Sorrow Maiden. Yeah, let's sacrifice Zimis. There's a few reasons to sack Zimis over Sorrow Maiden. Obviously, Sorrow Maiden has an ability, so it's much better on the battlefield, but Zimis also would die to an Epidemic here. Now we're pushing in some damage, hitting him for 17. Nothing super impressive, but maybe enough to get us there. My opponent also has one more turn on rank 1 here, so that helps as well. Zim is also cool because it means we control the early game and the late game here. Nova gives us a great seedling to sacrifice. Though, we might just be out of lanes. Depends what my opponent plays. If my opponent plays anything on Brood Queen to try to battle it in 2, which like they kind of have to because they can't battle it in 1, they might just chump block Hunting Pack and then chump block hunting pack again. Alrighty, dark eluded. Let's make something happen here. You know Solforge is only around for one more day, right? No sense running out the queue there, buddy. Didn't really seem like this game was, like, over or anything either. Like, there's some pretty nasty cards my opponents leveled up, including Krogius. I mean, Taliesin, that's the one you gotta be wary of. But my opponents played, like, nothing but legends, right? Taliesin, Oros. Next turn, Echoes with a Botanimate that obviously wasn't a legend. And then Krogius alongside his Ebon Skull Knight, and then we're about to find out, but he has played 4 legendary creatures or spells, and then the other 2 were heroics. Whereas I think we've played 1 or 2 legends. I know we played Zimus, which we threw away. It pretty much could have been anything. What else have we played? A BQ and a Lifeblood Dryad. Yeah, we've only played heroics, and we threw away the only legend that we played. That's pretty funny. Alrighty. Don't really want to exit the game and then... Well, I guess we could exit to menu, like there's a chance he already just conceded, right? That doesn't look like that's the case. Alright, just 26 more seconds here. Alrighty. There's the end of it. What does Windspark Elemental do now? Does it not do the same thing? Oh. Yeah, it's definitely not as good. I will craft them, though, I think. I'd win craft in my mind. Easy enough. And let's get back into the making of some decks here. Nexus Aeronauts. I already have Marty in the deck. It's convenient that I wanted a a Marty deck and a Forge Watch Sentry deck, and apparently they are the same thing. Do I own enough War Machines? I must. Okay, I guess I do. Fortunately, this doesn't really work anymore, but I'm still going to do it just to preserve the history of the game here. Cool, we got a Leyline deck as well. Two whip clean, yeah. Howl and Echoes. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's make some dinos happen. Is Primeval Ancient in this deck? No, it wasn't around yet. Okay. Is Thundersword in this deck? No, he was not. Not good enough. Swamp Moss Ancient was. Roaming Warclaws, obviously insane. Euterodon Rex, we want 3 of. No Euterodon Ridgebacks, though. Or Euterodon Maulers. Just Mastodons. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Call it dinos. And then you just fill the deck out with solid cards. Duskmaul obviously isn't as good anymore as he used to be, but still pretty strong. This deck could also probably put Brood Queen in it, but it wanted to be a little bit more aggressive. Sorry, Bacon Poet, I did not have the chat open. So I don't know when you said that. I guess you were talking in regards to this deck. But pretty much what I'm doing right now is I'm just going through all of the lists that DeJour was so kind to post on the Reddit thread that I made, and I'm just uploading them into the client right now. So if you want to follow along, the links are here. I'm not locked into any of these lists necessarily. Like if we want to make a few changes just to incorporate some other cool things, but I don't want to change the decks too much. For the most part, these decks exist like as they did when they were the most powerful. I was curious if there was other Brawn decks that weren't Duskmaul decks, just because I feel like Duskmaul already has a decent amount of coverage. Okay, well, you'll be able to see them too then as I just upload them all here. But, yeah, like... And I'm sure they will, oops. This is Dusk Dinos. I'm sure they will, kind of differ from each other later. Like, they're all not going to just start off with Shardplate Behemoth, Immortal Echoes, Duskmaw, and Leyline Demon, but for right now, that's how they are all starting. But I suppose that's fine. Alright, Herald Bomb. And this is a sweet deck, and it does get to showcase Phyto Bomb, which has always been one of my favorite cards. I've just used it as a, Oh, this throws in all of the cards from the set Heralds. Okay. Phyto Bomb's always been one of my favorite cards, though. Since the Alpha. Surprised it only plays 2 Lycian Shards, because Lycian Shard is so good with Herald of Destruction. But I guess you play Patriarch in the deck too. That makes sense. Euronti Warlord, right? Yeah, okay. Throw in some Shard Plates, because that card's dumb. And then we need to play some Aetherphage, some Dendrify as some soft-gated removal. It looks like he wants to play 2 Shard Bounds. Shard Bound, I guess, does occupy a lot of the space that Lycian Shard wants to take up. And I'm going to throw Metamorphosis in the deck over Botanimate. And it looks like Peon made a newer version. I'm just gonna stick with the version. So, like, part of the weird thing about all of this, none of these decks should be functioning anymore, because the point of all of these decks were that they made cards get nerfed, you know? So kind of by definition, these are all going to be things that cause nerfs in the client. Okay, so I guess Alyssa was good enough if she got nerfed. Alright, so because Alyssa did get nerfed, she deserves to be mentioned. That's pretty much how it all works. Oops. And I will have to craft some Alyssas here, I believe. Yeah. Borean Windweavers, always good. Do I have Brimstone Tyrants? I think I do. Yes, I do. Two Nexus Aeronauts. I guess he was gonna make his way into some lists anyways. Alright, so this is an Ortec Explosives and an Ortec Battle brand deck. We can play Rage or we can play Burnout. I think I'm just gonna play Burnout. This doesn't really seem like a Rage deck to me. It's not necessarily, like, not a Rage deck, but I don't think it has to be a Rage deck either. Then 2 Web Cleans. Don't think we really have to call it AT Alyssa. I don't think there's ever been any other type of Alyssa decks. Oh, weird. Huh. Definitely was not like that earlier. No. Why do I only have this much more silver? Oh, I guess it's because I can only make 3 Alyssas right now. That's why. I'm out of silver. That's why it showed me that. That's funny. Alright, I'm gonna try to also go infinite with Abominations. If that's the only thing that can currently go infinite, then I want to try it out. That's... We're going to have to give that a shot then. So what Abominations does it actually play? It really just plays 1 Frankenbomb, a set of dogs, a set of Contagion Lords, yes, and a set of Sorrow Harvesters. 10 Abominations. Yeah, makes sense. Try to get that going. Obviously, it'll have 8 Torrent. It looks like it doesn't run Korok, though. Nope. Varna. Immortal King. Do I have the Altart Varnas? I guess I don't. Spirit Cleave, Burnout, Shallow Grave. And then just 1 Soul Scourge Grimbar. Oh shit, you could make that insane. This guy gets +2/+2 for each creature destroyed this turn. So you can actually just make a huge monster. Oh, that's actually your win condition. You can make him huge and then you can attack in with him because he'll have aggressive. Oh, that's really funny. Okay. Alright, and then, yeah, One Punch Man I think is pretty sweet. What card got the biggest nerf? The thing is, Dusk Maw I mean, maybe Dissolve did, but like Duskmaul went from being the best card in the game, hands down, to being a card that nobody plays. Though maybe Shardplate Behemoth also got the same thing. But the crazy thing about both of those cards is both of those cards are still actually good. What else? What got the biggest nerf? Though I guess you could also say some stuff about... Oh, you know what the answer is? The answer is Leafkin Progenitor. Leafkin Progenitor got the biggest nerf. It just went from being this broken combo to not even being a card anymore. There's your answer. Wait, is this like really supposed to have deep range prowlers in it? That's insane. Oh, right. I can't just type in Uterra. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't have like a super great handle on Constructed, but all I know, like, Duskmaul was insane, and now, but the tricky thing with that logic is I don't think that Duskmaul is actually bad. I think Duskmaul is actually still reasonable. But part of the problem is it's just so much worse than it was that people don't want to touch it. Many Warmongers. Two Edicts. I don't even exactly remember how Krogius got buffed. They just made... What, did it not have the life gain on level 2, or what? Not have the regen on level 2, or what did they even change about it? Did they make the level 2 just bigger? Oh, he didn't have... He was just a big monster? He didn't have either of those abilities before? That's pretty insane. He was just a 40-40 trample? I'm pretty sure he had regen, right? Yeah. 40-40 breakthrough regen 5, but just didn't have... Oh, now I see your... now I see your message. Didn't have regen or health gain on 2, and didn't have health gain on 3. So it was just a 0-15 on rank 2. Yeah, I felt like the level 2 got changed. I didn't realize that the level 3 didn't have that life gain ability either. Well, nobody's taken down a Krogius through combat damage, are they? Seems like impossible to take down through combat damage. see Death Current. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which Arbiter deck I'm going to wind up playing, but we'll put that there for now. Atorsors. That's how you spell dinosaur, right? Yeah. And this is not a Thunder Soar deck, but it does run Pterodon. Right? Oh, it doesn't run Pterodon, Rex? Oh, interesting. It does run Shardplate Behemoth. Umbric Lasher. No Gemhide Ravager. Or not Gemhide Ravager, Gemhide Basher. Well, none of either of them, but I guess they're both kind of notable exclusions here. Does play Ice Shard Crush or Umbric Ice Crusher, which is interesting too. No Quakesaurus, right? Yeah, no Quakesaurus. Call the Lightning. Yeah. Oh, I guess you can take him out. With the yeah, the big poison guy, the Shardplate Spitter, whatever that card's called. Shardplate Toxoid. You can take it out with. And I've got to cut one Call the Lightning because I put in too many of those. Alright. 8 Torsaurs, sounds good. How many more deck slots do I have? I'll just buy some more deck slots as well. There's definitely a better way to do this. rather than buy them all one at a time. Only need a little bit more gold to get, or a little bit more silver rather, to get another deck slot. Yeah, Patron of Deepwood is next on the list. There's like 3 different decks to choose from. There's a poison deck, a Wagyu deck, and a Runebark deck. I don't know. None of them particularly jump out at me. Yeah, if you have a Forge Guardian deck that you like, Bacon Poet, you can send it over. Just, it's like the only thing that I'm not, like, featuring right now is Forge Guardians and Dark Shapers. We'll see if de Jure has anything here for those. No, he didn't write anything down for Forge Guardians and Dark Shapers. So if you have a Forge Guardian deck, we can try that out as well. Alright, I'm just gonna put in a deep wood placeholder. I also know I need to find a deck with the 2/2 in it. And what else? New Monoloyan. And then Patron of Tarsus placeholder as well. I'm not sure if you know the format that you have to upload stuff to the ladder, but you have to type it up like this. You type it up like card name, number, card name, number. Those are supposed to be separate lines, but yeah, you do card name, comma, the number. That comment might just confuse you more, but you can listen to what I'm saying. I'll type it on the screen. You go. Card name, then the number, and then you do a new line, and you just do it like that. Oh yeah, import from client I don't think works. But yeah, I think you have to do it like that. You can also do a screenshot, upload to Imgur or something. Or just send me a text file or something in the chat here. I know you're on mobile, so if that's tough, I understand. The screenshot and then Imager thing might be the easiest, but that might not be great either. Alright, here's a deck that we're looking for. Let's go raid, boys. Sounds good. Obviously, if you type it up, that means I can just upload it to Solforge Ladder and import it, and then, right, like, I can download it easier. So it does save me some time. Obviously. Ooh, Cauldron Mystic. I kind of forgot about that guy. Oh, this is also an Umbra Clasher deck? Okay. Well, that satisfies my want for Umbra Clasher as well. It kind of means we don't have to play the other Dinosaurs deck. It does showcase the Dino Slam, whatever that card's called. And that is a sweet card. Oh, I forgot about Warhound Raider. It's actually one of the better, like, build-around rares that I didn't really showcase. The only other thing I didn't showcase was, oh sweet, it does have a Fire Fist Uranti in it too, with the new text on it. That's good. I like that a lot. And we get to throw in one promo Rageborn Hellion. It saves me time if you do it in the, like, if you had a list that was already in that format, I could just take that, copy and paste it onto Solforge Ladder, and then download it. Though there might also be, if you also put it on SolforgeLadder.com and, like, send a direct link to the deck list, I'm pretty sure I can also just download it from there. But both of those things, I think, are a pretty low amount of clicks. Alyssa. Yeah, I've seen the aggro Alyssa deck. I think I'll probably just stick with the other. Alyssa deck. Yeah, those 6 Soulbind cards is kind of cool. Ator, Lasher, and Wegu. Huh. That's pretty crazy. A Wegu. A Wegu Lasher deck. That's pretty cool. I do like Umbra Lasher a whole bunch, but I think we're okay on that stuff. Ignir, Static Shock, Wildfire Maiden. I'm not sure, but I'm going to throw in a Dozer placeholder. Oh, and this is just... Oh, so this might be an old deck, too. Because this doesn't have Wegu in it. Okay, but then he throws his own list here that is both a Wegu deck and a... Alright, so we're going to call this Life Gain. Life Gain... I kind of just want to play a deck that has both Wegu and Arborus in it. Just to showcase them both at the same time. Patron of Deepwood. Yeah, that pretty much, that'll work for me. Right, it's just 2 different deck lists in there at one time. Alright, I will add in those next. Yeah. I was gonna say, that's weird to have all these Arcflight Squadrons in your Patron of Deepwood deck. Alright, Wegu, Uros, Arborus. Stag. Sludge. I remember Sludge being super popular for a minute back in the day. Crypt Conjurer. I remember that being a pretty sweet alt art. I think it's then just, yeah, it's just removal spells after that. Phyrex Embrace, Death Current, and Spirit Cleave. Funny enough, Spirit Cleave is a card that can get you back into over 100 health. Destroy the highest health among all creatures, so you just destroy their Oros late game, and then all of a sudden you're back onto over 100 life points, even though you weren't in the early game. So that's pretty funny. He's got an Oros deck that uses Dragon Wake on Oros. Oh, and Ruby Scale's also a dragon. That's funny. Huh. That's cool. Alright, and then we'll want a zombie Dread Knight deck. And then that looks like it's pretty much it. I guess I will just bulk scrap some more cards here. This will let me make 3 more deck lists. Yeah, so that'll be exactly what we need. Now I'm just trying to open legendaries so that I can make more deck slots. That's pretty sad. So I think what these last slots are going to be, we can always make more if we really need to, but I think I've got a good history of the game here. You can let me know if you're watching and you think that there's anything that I'm missing. So what is this? We'll have this one be... Forge Guardians. Wait, I just... I didn't even mean to do that, but in my brain I just made a portmanteau of Forge and Guardians and just combined them into one word. Just took out a G and an E there, but that's funny. What else did I want? I wanted a Dread Knight deck. Yeah, I know your decks aren't historic, but I'm not really I'm not super sure if Patron of Deepwood... I don't know, no Patron of Deepwood deck has ever really spoken out to me, really. And then does this have poison in it? I don't think I made a spot for poison either. Alright, let me grab some water. But has it won any, it hasn't done well at any, tournaments or anything, has it? I don't know. I'll go back on Solforge ladder, I suppose. And see if we can find any, good Patron of Deepwood decks. I know it's pretty straightforward, but I don't know. I guess that's also why I don't love it either. Oh, you know what I also kind of want? I also kind of wanted a... Your Forge Guardian list reminded me that I actually do want an Arc Flight. I want an Arc Flight deck as well. Metamines is good. Maybe I don't need this one. No, I like this deck. I'm going to keep something like this in here too. Plants is good. Oh wait, you know what this also doesn't have? No, I want an Arc Flight deck that's like... Arc Flight was actually one of the strongest cards, like, very early on in the game. Oh wait, this also... Okay, there's like 3 other decks that I just thought of. Right, we need... Just gonna write this down. Arc Flight. Burn. There's no burn deck here yet. And then I also want Old Burn. The Kateri Burn. Which I know where I can find a list for that. And then I want Leafkin. Leafkin deck. Even though I know Leafkin's not in the client, I still want to be able to talk about that deck. I think that's all I'm missing. So I just have to find lists for those, and then lists for the things that currently say placeholder right now. But that means I need 4 more deck slots as well, so let's go ahead and make 4 more deck slots real quick. Yes, we do have that. That is Kitfinity. It's also part of the Stasis Warden deck. And then it's in Kitfinity, and it's also in an AU control deck, which I forget what I called that. But there's a... Oh, it might not be an AU control, but it is... there's like the predecessor to that deck, which was... I forget the main card in that deck. It's not Stasis Warden. Let's see, where's my other AU deck at? Thought I had it. Oh, Gox Flame Break Control. So yeah, this has both Energy Surge and Iron Mind Acolyte in it as well. So we're definitely showcasing that. Let me just scrap my explosive demises. That'll give me 4 more deck slots. Alright, I've got to quit the client real quick and then load it back up. That's fair, yeah. I mean, the deck had a lot of like really cool decks in it. The game had a lot of really cool decks in it that were just fun to play casually as well. Just for anybody that's watching this, I'm not hacking. I'm just scrapping my explosive demises off screen. Haxors. Okay. Store. Alrighty, so let me just make placeholders for those real quick. Are you talking just like a Highlander deck? A Loyan Highlander? So that was a pretty sweet card. Oh shit, what just happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's more deck slots than I'm supposed to have. I hope something didn't just get deleted. Because now I'm not going to know. Oh, Everflame Mystic is definitely a sweet one too. That's one of the cards that I'm not showcasing off here. I did have a sweet Everflame Mystic deck. I also had a sweet Doomwing deck, but they were never... I mean, Everflame Mystic was actually good at one point, I think. But... no matter. Old Burn. Save deck. It looks like some stuff didn't save, which is kind of unfortunate. Because I've got no idea what did. But that's part of the problem, I suppose, with... Huh. I have an interesting idea. Can you... create method manual. Can you make decks with Leafkin on solforgeladder.com? Alright, what if we just create this deck right now? Alright, that didn't work. So I'm just curious right now if on Solforge Ladder, it looks like you can select Leafkin Progenitor. So I'm just wondering if this is the way around it. I can't imagine it is. I'm just gonna put in the first cards that pop into my mind here, just so I can make a 30-card deck. I'm not sure if these cards are the right ones or what, but we'll get them in. Only needs to be 10 cards. It's probably in here, right? I have no idea what else this deck would want to play. What else goes in this deck? Ooh, our match popped. That's crazy. I'm just gonna put in some random cards here. Put in 3 Wirewood Patriarchs and 3 Uranti Warlords. Alright, let's see if we can save this. No, okay. Alright, it doesn't let us. Alright, good try there then. That could have been cool. If that was our way around it. So this is High Legendary Draft. I didn't complete it yesterday. I am going to go and grab that water now, though. Alrighty, so played 2 sages. We don't know what he made them into. Sorrow Maiden and Grimgaunt Predator are both pretty cool cards. Ruby Scale Dragon's also pretty cool. The main reason I say Sorrow Maiden and GGP are cool is because I could play Sorrow Maiden and GGP, move over the Predator, and then eat the Sage. All that's really going to do, though, is cause my opponent to overwrite the Asperian Sage. So it doesn't actually do that much here. At the same time, Sorrow Maiden is gated. Grimgaunt Predator can run away with the game. Ruby Scale Dragon is also a good card to level, though. Let's go ahead and play Ruby Scale and Sorrow Maiden. Again, if I play the Predator, my opponent's just going to overwrite it if they can, so it won't actually do that much for us here. We didn't really leave ourselves with the opportunity to eat the Nova plant with Nephrax, which is unfortunate because with a little bit better of placement, we could have had Nova eat. We could have played Nova, made a thing, and then ate the thing with Nephrax here. So my opponent's just going to level a bunch of cards and then play a Ferocious Roar. Snowdrift Alpha's really good. Excuse me, Sorrow Maiden's really good. We can see what our opponent leveled off of these ones. A Mimic Leaf and a Snowdrift. Nephrax is probably better than Snowdrift. Nova's really good. But we can just go Sorrow Maiden, Battle, and then Nephrax, sack the Sorrow Maiden that we know they're going to be able to kill pretty easily anyways. That seems good. Next turn we can make a dude, Lifeblood Dryad, and Ferocious Roar. So we can start to kind of snowball here. Wow, my opponent has a lot of Asperian Sages. That's pretty sweet. Well, the Asperian Sage on the Sorrow Maiden that they're going to block with is not really going to work out because we're going to be able to Roar and Dryad. My opponent also needs to... Oh, a Roar would be pretty good for my opponent here. If my opponent can Roar, that would mean that their Sage will positive battle our Ruby Scale. What did they level up this turn? A Frostwild Tracker and a Living Hive. Pretty solid levels, and then they're going to play a Snowdrift Alpha. Well, I could Botanimate Snowdrift Alpha. Don't think that is the route that I'm going to go. Playing Lifeblood Dryad and Ferocious Roar are both just so good here that I think that's what I have to go with. And then I can Sorrow Maiden whatever I would like. Yeah, I think that seems fine. I don't know. Now I'm kind of against it. Which means I should have blocked the other way. Like, I can just... Well, I can just positive battle this. Get the damage off of this. Yeah, I kind of don't want my opponent to just be able to refill their board with Snowdrift. The Lifeblood would have done a lot, and I should have blocked the other way now that I'm committing to this angle. Make a 6-13. It's pretty hard for them to deal with. They're going to be able to deal with this Sorrow Maiden regardless, I'm pretty sure. Not sure. There were alternative lines for sure to make during that turn. Alright, Battletech will trade with Nephrax in 2. And it will also put more damage on my Spirit Token. That's not a bad play. And then we also get punished for leaving a Sorrow Maiden with just a little bit of health here. That's fine. We could Roar, Phytobomb, Grimgaunt Predator, Malice Hermit, and Sorrow Maiden. They have played a lot of things that Malice Hermit would love to clean up, but I'm just going to play my strongest threats. My opponent has a lot of Grow Wide, actually, so this isn't even that great. Like, they can pretty much just answer my board here with Asperian Sages. They put, like, a Sage here and a Sage here or something. Higher level Nephrax is pretty sweet, though. Don't mind that one. We also have Ebon Skull Knight, Shardplate Behemoth, and even Snowdrift is a fine underdrop here. And they go for a big, juicy Mimic Worm. Alrighty. Go for a pre-combat Nephrax, sacrificing the Sorrow Maiden, and then play a Shardplate Behemoth to positive battle Mimic Worm. Yeah, I like that. That works for me. Ruby Scale and Grimgaunt Predator are good draws. My opponent drew 2 level 1s, even with all of the cards that they leveled, which is pretty insane. If we can just continue to draw super well, I suppose that's pretty good. Got a Botanimate that we've leveled for their dumb stuff. It is good that we leveled the Botanimate, I suppose, as well. That was kind of the other thing that I was looking at. Like, against Snowdrift Alpha, sure, we can, like, kind of answer it this time. But then we're just leveling all of these Sorrow Maidens, which don't battle positively into a Snowdrift 2. I mean, they trade with it, but we can't activate it to blow up the Snowdrift. It's going to be a little bit awkward. My opponent's going to get some Bees. And they're going to get even more Bees with the addition of Living Hive. Yeah, they're going to get a Bee right here, a Bee right here. Okay, well, I don't love that. They get another Bee right here. And then they're going to get 2 more Bees. They're going to get 1 Bee right here, and then... Actually, that Bee could pop up anywhere. The one thing that we do get to do, the saving grace, is Grimgaunt Predator. We'll trade with this. We'll battle here. I think what I do... This is like just short. I could Epidemic and then make my guy come right here. Alright, let's do that. It's just a better play for the board, right? Oh no, because this is going to grow. Shit. So this Epidemic isn't going to kill him. Alright. So we're going to have to use the Grimgaunt Predator to kill that now. We'll put that in the center of the board so that it's more likely to be able to eat up the Bee. But yeah, I fucked that up. Lifeblood Dryad gives +3/+3, but this is going to die, so this is going to have 14 attack. Or 14 toughness, rather. So now Grimgaunt Predator is just trading with this. But it gets to trade with this and potentially eat up the Bee poison. So maybe it's not the absolute worst. I think I do kind of want an Everflame Mystic deck, the more that I think about it. Card is pretty cool, and I think at one point it was actually good, right? They did buff it during the rebalance. I don't know, at the very least that card's cool. Just doing a high rarity draft here, friends, for anybody watching along. Alright, Alright, that's how they decide to take out my Nephrax. Doesn't kill the bee. And now they have to replace something. They replace one of their plants. They replace that with a battle tech. Alright. Seems pretty fine. Lifeblood Dryad actually isn't going to get to activate here, but that's actually fine too. Go Malice Hermit. I think I'm just going to go double Sorrow Maiden, right? Yeah, no reason to do anything crazy here. Plays Sorrow Maiden, Sorrow Maiden. And Sorrow Maiden does help to answer the Living Hives that my opponent has played and might play again in the future. We can also Phytobomb and kill all the Phytos that we give to them. So roar, but we answer their bees. We can... I guess do this, right? It's like the only thing that we can do. Other than phytobombing. Maybe I could have phytobombed first, but I don't think I'm going to phytobomb here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Lotus here pre-combat, and then I'm going to put a second Lotus here post-combat. Oh, so maybe it was better to take the damage. Yeah, I could have gotten a free Lotus off of that. And also guaranteed my Lotus procs. Alright. 50-50. Nope. Yeah. So I actually should have... It was kind of unintuitive, but I should have kept that around for another second there because I had all the Lotuses. Shouldn't really matter with the fact that I drew even more Lotuses here. Let's see, this makes 6/4s, so they'll trade with this, they'll trade with this. Unfortunately, my Sorrow Maiden can't positive battle right here, but yeah, that's a really insane hunting pack dog for them right there. Looks like that's all they got, though. And then they're gonna open lane some stuff, which them open laning is actually better for me because it means that I can Lotus more effectively. Right. They get both of those out here. Guess I can play Sorrow Maiden open lane. Alright, just looking for an Epidemic out of Lotuses, so really just looking for an Epidemic here. Phytobomb and Malice Hermit actually both fill that role. Funny enough. Malice Hermit maybe a little bit better fills that role. Though it depends. I think we're pretty likely to see Sorrow Maiden try to battle with whatever is right across from it. Oh gosh. Well, I wasn't wrong. I can not activate Sorrow Maiden on that. Alright, I can again. I cannot again. So I guess I just Sorrow Maiden the battle tech. And let's see. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures die. Alright. This actually works too. You can play Phytobomb as a +8 attack on our Malice Hermit here. So these 7 creatures will die, and then this will take 1 poison on their turn. So Malice Hermit. Oh, I guess I did that math wrong. Oh no, I didn't do the math wrong. This is going to take 1 poison, and then both of these are going to die. Yeah. So this is going to take 1 more damage. Right. Yeah. And we get a Malice Hermit that is just big enough to take out a Snowdrift Alpha. Phytobomb, doing work. Shardplate Behemoth Ruby Scale is a combo. It means that we'll get to create a 15/15 here. So that's pretty cool. There's also a Sorrow Maiden. Yeah, my opponent only needs a level 1 creature to trade with that, and Aspirian Sage 2 is a great level 1 creature. Because it also allows my opponents to level up 2 more threats here. And then my opponent gets a dog for free, and another dog for free. They're going to battle. No, they're going to Ferocious Roar. Well, that's going to kill me, right? Yeah, I'm pretty much dead here. Yeah, I'm dead. I can block with Shardplate Behemoth. I will take 16 damage. I'll gain back 2 of that, go back up to 16, but then I'll take 34 damage from my opponent's dogs. So, that is going to kill us here. And I'll go ahead and hit that forfeit button. You got me. That puts us 1-1. We're just kind of playing those as they pop up, though. No, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure what the best ever Flame deck was, but we'll throw that out there. Classic Yetis. I think this list is fine. This list could play Umbra Clasher in it, but I don't remember playing Umbra Clasher in this deck back in the day. It could also play Cinder Smoke Wyvern, which I also don't hate. But that's Classic Yetis. Let's hold true to Classic Yetis. There is no Cinder Smoke Wyvern deck. I also don't have. So, but I think everything else is handled. Right? Let me just go through my list here, see if there's anything that I don't have. We have a Shardplate deck, a Brawn deck, Alyssa, Arcflight we need to make. Iron Maiden we don't really have, actually, either. Yeah, Iron Maiden goes in every leveling deck, but at the same time it doesn't really. Because you play Krogius a lot more often. Especially since Krogius also helps to trigger your Aspirian Sages. Yeah, like in De Jour's all of his lists, there's only 2 Iron Maiden, or 1 Iron Maiden deck. Let me see if there's any others. Is it 2 words? Iron Maiden? Yeah, it is. Yeah, there really isn't that much as far as Iron Maiden goes. I'm sure it used to get played and stuff. Maybe I'll just throw one in somewhere. Like, I could throw it in... Actually, I can't really throw it in this deck. There's no, there's no leveling cards in this one. It could go in... and that's the problem with the level. Like, you really have to be mono Aloyan to really want the Iron Mind Acolyte. Because Krogius is better, Dragon is better. I guess you could be, AN as well. But there's not enough AN decks. That's where I've seen Iron Mind happen, in AN decks. Alright, so maybe Iron Mind will go back into something. Yeah, Cindersmoke Wyvern's the only other thing. Indomitable, we have Arbiter. Is there still an Arbiter deck slot here? Yeah, there is still one. Maybe I just bought more deck slots by accident. That's also a possibility, right? I think so. Yeah, the Raid deck is still here. Phytobomb Burn. Is there a Leafkin placeholder? Yeah, there is. Oh, Dozer. Dozer placeholder. Alright, so all my placeholder decks seem to still be here. I must have just bought additional deck lists and not noticed it. Alright, that's not really a big deal. Right. One of these deck slots... Okay, now I'm feeling better about this, because one of these deck slots was for... What's up, Clary? One of these deck slots was for the... Oh, no, we made that. We made a portmanteau out of Forge Guardians. Save anyways. Right. B, C, D, E, F. Okay, well that's the only one that didn't save then, was Forge Guardians. Easy enough. Perfect. So yeah, now I guess the only question is just re-looking at these last lists and then potentially putting an Iron Maiden in here somewhere, because I'm pretty sure Iron Maiden is the only card that we have yet to do something for. Oh, I already have the bubble list. So that means I actually don't need new mono Aloyan. I also don't need new deck, because that's not anything. Alright, so we do still have 2 empty deck slots. That's fine. I have an idea for one of them, and I'm sure we will find something else. We could also put like a Big Dumb Animals deck list together. That's kind of cool. We could play... no, we already have a Dozer deck. Yeah, I guess it's just... It's probably just Big Dumb Animals. Should be a deck. What's up, Peon? Pion. My bad. Yeah, and then we could just get a hate deck in here as well. Placeholder. Alright, let's start filling out some of these placeholder deck lists right now. It's just, you know, it's ingrained in my head to think that you're Peon from, like, months or probably years at this point, of just reading it and just saying it in my own head and not having the ability for anybody to correct me. So, at least now I know, right? Knowledge is power. Is there a feature on SolforgeLadder.com to, like, say I want to look at deck lists that include Indomitable Fiend or, like, Alyssa or something, to be able to say, all right, just show me decks with those cards in them? This is probably just my decks, right? I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Deck database. Contains card. No, not Iztec. Ignir. I don't think that's what I wanted. Okay, I need the full card name. Ignir, Khan of Ashore. Probably could select what types of decks I want. This is what I want, though. The mono Necreum deck that just happens to have an Ignir in it. I probably could have looked up Patron of Tarsus instead, but yeah, that's definitely what I want, though. All right, just gotta wait for that to load up. Fiend. I'll look for that one as well. Oh, I think I just crashed your site, Cleary. My bad. They're all just loading here. Alrighty. Those are loading. Well, we can start making a Patron of Tarsus deck. I'm pretty sure the deck's just called Patron of Tarsus. And what's the one really good Kai that you play? Xerxes? Alright, what else goes in this deck? Bunch of Necrim cards. Alright, I found some lists now. Spirit Cleave. Looks like Solforge Ladder is back online. Okay. This is a, this deck looks pretty straightforward. I know we definitely want the Death Currents in there, too. Deck's just heavy on removal. Search around, look at some other lists as well, see if they run as many. Looks like the 2 Lichmane Dragons, 2 Zimis, 2 Varna, 2 Spirit Stone Sentry. It's like kind of reasonable. Runs 2 Murderous Necromancer as well, maybe. Oh, I'm gonna need to smelt some more cards. Might just play a bunch of 1-ofs in this deck though, too. Not sure if this is any good, but one deck had one of those in it. Death's Possession, is that played in the deck, actually? Ebon Skull Knight, Epidemic. Looks like there's a lot of flex spots in this deck still. Which is fine. Yeah, there's a lot of flex spots in this deck. Lichmane. 2 Varna seems pretty stock. This guy's fine if you get behind. I can just show you on stream, Kaleri. When I went into decks, if I tried to save a deck with Leafkin, it says this. Z manual software error. Unknown column sideboard. Fails list, line 274. So I don't know 274 if that's Leafkin or... I never actually tried to just save a deck that wasn't a Leafkin deck, though, either, I don't think. What happens if you do this? Oh, no, okay. That's just an error that I'm just getting. I did fill out, like, a full deck one time. Yeah, okay, so that's not a Leafkin related error in that case. Oh, okay. So let's try this. Let's go decks. Does anybody have a Lightning Leaf deck? Information deck database. Progenitor. I'm sure there's a Lightning Leaf deck on here, right? Mono U, Leafkin. Yeah, this was it, right? First Calaria's Titanium Challenge Season 5. Oh, okay, yeah, these are all the ones. Yep. That's what I figured. I was like, wait a minute, yeah, it did put it like every list in the one tournament. Alright, so if we go to decks, Lightning Leaf, manual. Or wait, I should be able to also just like download this or something too, right? Yeah, what happens if I do this? Oh, I see. Alright, let's see what happens if I save this. Client save success. Okay. I might have even messed it up just by saving the Ignir deck afterwards, but let's see. We do have a Lightning Leaf deck and it's got 28 cards in it, unfortunately. So it didn't quite work out. That's unfortunate. Oh, and it put an Abyssal Maw in the deck as well. But yeah, obviously they're supposed to be... So, what I think I'm just going to have to do for tomorrow, it's silly, but like, what if I just put Mimic Leafs in the deck? And we just pretend that Lightning Leaf is the same thing? Obviously, we do have a deck that is like pretty similar to that, though, too, right? Raid. Was it the Raid deck? Yeah. No, I guess this is just similar, but it's not the same thing because it's not running Ritual of the Elements. Alright, we'll just pretend Mimic Leaf was the combo with it. Living Hive in place of Progenitor. I just feel like Mimic Leaf, it does like kind of a similar thing. Obviously, it's not nowhere near as good, but when we're playing it tomorrow, we can just pretend it's a Leafkin Progenitor, and we can use this to like talk about Leafkin Progenitor. The only other deck that Leafkin was in a Plants deck, and I replaced it in that deck with a Phytobomb. Oh no, I replaced it with Mimic Leaf in that deck as well. Yeah, it's fine. It's not great. But it's consistent, at the very least. Looks like Patron of Tarsus placeholder. We didn't get that far with. Right. This again. Spirit Stone Sentry action. Some Spirit Cleave action. Death Current. What else is in this deck? Murderer. I don't know if all of these cards are, like, super correct. I accidentally closed out all the ladder pages. Deck database. So tomorrow, just so you guys know, the plan is... Well, I think I might just try to play games on the ladder, but the other thing that I wouldn't be opposed to doing would just be having, like... I still really don't know exactly what the plan is. I think I might just play... I don't know. I know I want to play all the decks, and I want to showcase them enough so that, like, we can talk about them all. But I'm not sure who I should play. If I should play challenges, if I should see if anybody wants to kind of come in and talk about the decks with me, or if I should just be playing random people on the ladder. But I'm still, like, pretty open as far as that stuff goes. Well, here's 8th place in the most recent tournament that just happened. So what does this deck throw in? Oh, throws in some Leyline Demons as well. This deck is a lot more focused. It's running Epidemics. We forgot about Simus too. He's pretty important. Leyline Demon's a little bit interesting, but I guess Leyline Demon is good against, I trust Jock's list, too. Wonder Imp. Duskmaw and Crypt Conjure is cute, but it's not what we're gonna play. Alright, here's Jock's list. I guess let's copy his, right? He knows what he's doing. We're also, like, pretty similar to it already. Oh, is he not running Ignir? No, he is. He's not running... I don't know what he's not running. He's clearly running Xerxes, Varna. I guess he's not running Spirit Stone Sentry. I don't think there's a tournament tomorrow. I don't think so. Nobody really, stepped up to want to do it or anything. I wouldn't have a huge problem trying to run it if it seems like there's interest for it. I'm not exactly sure how long showcasing all of the decks from Solforge history, like how long that's going to take. But it could be something that I would be down for. So what is this? Does this trim a Spirit Cleave? No, it doesn't. It trims on Epidemics. And Ebon Skull Knight. No, it doesn't trim on Ebon Skull Knight. Trims one Epidemic, and it puts in a Nether Decay, and it's not playing Spirit Stone Sentry. Nether Decay, Death's Possession? Yes. I mean, we don't know for sure exactly when it will die, but they said that they're going off at the end of this month. So I guess the idea would be that it would be going off in about 35 hours from right now. 30, right, how many more hours are there left today? There's, 10 hours left today, 24 hours tomorrow. So, yeah, 34 hours. 34 hours and 20 minutes is, I think, the idea. Oh, no, there's not, there's not 10 hours left today. There's 9 hours left today. So, 33 hours and 18 minutes would be the idea. It's what we're thinking. If you'd like, Pion, we can talk tonight and see if you'd want to do something joint and kind of just like play through the decks together, and I can kind of just tell you a little bit about what I was thinking, but pretty much it would just be playthrough, and you've got a much better grasp on how Constructed actually works. If you'd rather do your own thing, obviously I respect that too. Yeah. That's awkward. I normally don't stream on Tuesdays at all, but I moved some things around to get my Tuesday open, just in case it is the last day that we have with the game, which I feel like there's a decent chance that it might be. But obviously not super sure. This deck's only playing 1 Zimus and it's playing 3 Lichmanes. Everybody else is running 2 Zimus, 2 Lichmanes. Yeah, this list looks fine. It's a little bit, techy. We've got to go make Lichmanes and Murderous Necromancers, though, real quick. Alright, let me just smelt some cards here. Bulk scrap. $44, $35, $29. $44, $35, $29, I think were the numbers I just said. So I don't know if I quite want to say that I'm going to do like a 12 or 15 hour stream tomorrow night, but I'm certainly going to do a long stream. And I'm kind of just gonna play for as long as it takes. Okay. So yeah, that's the same kind of problem we ran into last time. So now at least I know how to do it. So next time I bulk scrap on the ladder, just have to make sure to close out the client first. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. I guess I can just mess around on here for a minute rather than mess around in the client. Flame Shaper Savant. And we're looking for... I guess there could have been some flex cards in here. Let the World Burn, Unheroic. I'm just looking for old decks. These are all league decks. Alrighty. But I know where I can find that list anyways, so it's not a huge deal. I'm going to open up Solforge again, just to make sure that's saved. I also want to know exactly what I'm missing here. Alright, so the Patron of Tarsus deck did save. Did Forge Guardian save? No, that didn't save. Yeah, it's 2-2. Lightning Leaf we did get. Oh, but it didn't, New burn, old burn. Go through this. Kateri. Alright, yeah. Shaper burn. No, it does need to be a new deck. Old burn. That's weird. I don't remember Frozen Solid being in the deck, but I guess it was. Nope, just 2 Firestorms. Flame Shaper Savant. We already got the Flame Break Invokers. Flame Lance. Two Conflagrates, and then Shatterbolts. Alright. Classic Shaper Burn. Alright, and Old Burn is gone then. Alright, and how many decks are we missing? We're missing 3. So we're missing the Forge Guardians deck. Let me take care of that now before I forget about that forever. And I am going to make that on the Solforge ladder, because that'll be a little bit easier to make here. Go to decks. Yeah, I'll let it be 2 words. You can have Forge Guardians. Is that how you spell Guardians? Apparently not. We are going to import it. Paste like that. Alright, that almost worked. And is there a Forge Guardians deck here? There isn't. So just gonna keep that blank for now. Alrighty. Oh wait. 2. Alright, now I just gotta do some of this for a second. Then I'll clean this up in a second here. Oh, this also isn't... Alright, never mind. I didn't realize you didn't type out the full names of them either. Never mind. This is just going to be easier to do in client. Unless you have the deck saved on solforgeladder.com, then I can just rip it right down from solforgeladder.com. That would work as well. You should be able to upload it now that he changed how, he just had something from Eternal messing it up, he said. But I can just copy it over right now. Is Forge Guardian one word? No, it's not. Alright, so let's spell it like that. And I'll just type it up in the order that you wrote, I guess. Arc Flight, 3 of those. Meta Sight. If you say so. Oh, let's have those. I understand the controlling cards. That makes sense. Do you have like Spirit Cleaves and stuff in there too? Yeah, looks like you do. Oh, and an Edict even. Cool. Alright. Do you play Guardians Assemble? Yes, you do. You play 3 Guardians Assemble, and it looks like you play 2 each of Alpha, Beta, Delta, and Gamma. 2 each of all of them. Okay. Sonic Pulse. Mortal Echoes. Ambriel's Edict. I don't think I put in Spirit Cleaves yet. And one more 3 of... Did I get the Dreadbolts in yet? Yes, I did. Got the Arc Flight Squadrons, got the Guardians Assemble. Oh, it is 3 Immortal Echoes, so maybe that's what I did wrong. Now I'm only missing a 2 of. Alright. Arcflight Squadron 3, Metasight 2, Dreadbolt 2, Epidemic 2, Forge Guardian Delta 2, Forge Guardian Alpha 2, Beta 2, Gamma 2. Okay. Assemble 3, Sonic Pulse 2, Immortal Echoes 3, Edict 1, Spirit Cleave 2. I think that's everything you wrote down there, Bacon. And this seems to be only 28 cards. Are there also, Death Currents? 2 Death Currents in it? Or more Edicts? Are there supposed to be 3 Edicts? imagine it's some number of those cards are missing. Or maybe another... maybe some draw effects or some Martys or something like that. 2 Perilous Insights. Well, I kind of like Perilous Insight more than Metasight, actually. Let's tweak that a little bit. Yeah. All right. We'll throw in the edicts as well. I'm gonna cut Metasites and put in Perilous Insights. Let's put in another edict. How good are the epidemics in this deck? I guess they're pretty okay. Do you need Dreadbolts now that we have access to Spirit Cleave and Death Current, though? Maybe you still want them. Maybe there's still something that they're good against. Could cut a Delta. I don't know if we need to do that. Guess we could. But then there's only one 7/7 in the deck. Yeah. Just Delta makes it big. I feel you. Yeah, no. Overload makes sense. I guess Sonic Pulse and Epidemic kind of go in conjunction. I'll cut a Dreadbolt now that I put in a Death's Current. Actually, I might just cut both. Play a second Death Current. I think Death Current's just better than Dreadbolt now. People kind of... That's kind of the idea. Oh, that's fair. You do kind of... Your hard-gated removal is kind of reasonable. Alright, we'll throw that in there. That'll be our one fun deck. We probably will also play one more fun deck around Everflame Mystic. Does he have a spot yet? No, he does not. Alright, so Everflame Mystic was one of these, and then... So I'm going to work on these tonight a little bit too, so that tomorrow, when the stream starts, I can just go, and I'm probably going to talk nonstop for like 7 hours. And the purpose, I might be a little bit like less interactive with chat tomorrow during the actual games, but in between stuff I'll talk with chat, just so that I can kind of keep focused a little bit. Cinder Smoke, Wyvern. I don't think I have any Cinder Smoke decks. And I do like that card a lot. Did I put a Valifrax in anything either? Or an Iztec? I don't think I did, but I'm also not totally sure that I need them. The idea kind of, Pion, was to talk about the game and try to talk about essentially what it wound up being is like everything that has like an impact on the game, everything that was like at one point the best deck, or that's like been able to win a tournament, and just kind of talk about all of them. A lot of that includes talking about nerfs and things like that. So we can kind of look through the decks here. You guys can tell me if there's anything that I'm missing before before I finish up here. So... yeah, here's I guess what I'm currently thinking of. So some of the decks are still placeholders because I have to figure out which list I want exactly. And if you guys have lists for any of these things, feel free to throw them at me. This is an Indomitable Fiend deck. So I just need to grab one Indomitable Fiend deck and take a look at that and what's in it. Here we have an Alyssa deck, an AN Flex deck from back in the day running the Aloyan Strategists and the Battle Techs. So pretty old, but yeah, all the like mobility threats with Bright Steel. And then it also, right, it's running the Bright Steel armor combo, but no Aegis Knight yet. So that's an older one. Arbiter placeholder. I am probably going to grab this deck right here. Killian, a bunch of ley lines, Orion Justicar, Arbiter. Although this deck doesn't actually have Arbiter in it. So that's a little bit awkward. Was this deck ever good? Anvillian Arbiter, Leyline Demon, Cracklebones? I don't remember it ever being good. If it was good, it was probably just with Duskmaul. But... wait, is Arbiter in this deck? No, it's not in this deck either. So I don't know, I could just kind of feel like I want an Arbiter deck. Maybe I will play around with this. Spirit Stone Sentry is another good card that I haven't been able to... oh, you think this deck won something? Well, if it did, then maybe I will try to put it back together. I think it would be cool to showcase the other ley lines that aren't the poison ley line, but Leyline Sentry, Leyline Demon, and Villian Arbiter are all cool hate cards. This deck, I would also try to fit in an Iron Maiden, because currently there's no Iron Maiden deck. But anyways, Arbiter placeholder. Just to show off Arbiter. The main card in this deck that we're actually showing off is Thunderstomp. But still get an Ator Dinosaurs deck in there. There's other Brawn decks, and there's other Umbra Glasher decks. Bubble obviously just won the most recent and very last tournament. And I just showed that one. Classic Yetis. The Yetis got nerfed for no reason. These common Yetis. And then just some classic legends as well in this one. This deck, I could also put the chicken into, Cindersmoke Wyvern. And I think I might want to, if only because Cindersmoke Wyvern doesn't fit into any other decks that we've currently made. I mean, it fits. It fits into Ator Soars, but Ator Soars isn't playing it. I guess this Yeti deck also doesn't have Lycian Shard, and you kind of want Lycian Shard, like... yeah, you kind of want Lycian Shard in that deck. Here's a Crypt Conjurer Wegu deck with Duskmaul. We'll talk about and play that. I'm going to put in one Deepwood deck, one Patron of Deepwood deck, one Dozer deck. Here is a Dusk deck with Brood Queen. So we'll talk about that and play it. Pretty straightforward, but this was making use of Soothsayer Hermit, Duskmaul Drake, as well as Bramblewood Tracker. There might even be too much going on in this deck. that it might be worth considering also just playing a Brood Queen deck, a BQ Tracker deck that doesn't have the Duskmaw in it. But I'm pretty sure there is another Brood Queen deck. There's supposed to be. Yeah, traditional BQ. Okay. So then there's Dusk Dinos, which is just Duskmaw and Brawn, both of the two big legends out of Imprisoned Heralds, right? Yeah. So both of those pretty strong. And then just complementary cards, Reign of Varna, Shardplate Behemoth. Might try to play an Everflame deck as well, Everflame Mystic. That thing was pretty good. Forge Guardians, I don't know. This deck's the most out of place. I'm not even totally sure I'm going to play this one. Might play it just for fun, but it's more just a deck that'll showcase some of the sillier stuff that Solforge can do. The Gox Flame Break deck with Flame Break Invoker plus Gox to be able to clear most boards. Sorry, I'm just picking the gunk out of my eye. And then also Killian and Scorchmane Dragon. It's the only deck, or there's one other deck showcasing Scorchmane Dragon. I think there's Scorchmanes in Removal. Yeah, there's one Scorchmane in this Removal deck. Everflame, Phoenixes, this deck also showcased, as well as Allied Necreum, Grimgaunt Predator, but there's a lot of cool stuff in this one. Indomitable Fiend. Talked about a second ago. A-Bombs. This one's kind of along the same line. I think this is your list, Pion. I might be wrong. Yeah, and like, if I'm going to showcase A-Bombs, Bacon Poet, then I think it also makes sense to showcase Forge Guardians. And might as well. It doesn't really hurt. It doesn't really hurt to show it off. So I do think I'm going to show off Infinity Bombs and the Forge Guardians as well. And then there's also Kitfinity, which I don't think works at all, but it's kind of cool. Shows off some Metamines as well. Nightbots, which is cool. It just doesn't have Arcflight Squadron in it. It's my only problem with this, is that I kind of wish that this deck was showcasing Arcflight Squadron as well. Yeah, I definitely have not had an Omega in play either. So I want to keep the Night Spot list the same, because this is also a good deck, and Vault Blockade Aegis Knight is a cool thing, and Jetpack Vault Blockade is also a cool thing. So I think that that's both worth showing off. Also, it's the only Gemhide Basher deck, which is like kind of an old cool card from back in the game. If there was a way to fit in Aegis Knight, you know what? Yeah, I definitely want to play Aegis or Arcflight Squadron, because I want to play Ionic War Chargers too. Maybe I'll just build a list and see what of that I can remember. Okay, yeah, and here would be my slot for OG robots. I just scrolled down way too much though by accident. All right, Life Gain. This is Wegu and Arborus, as well as Crypt Conjurer and Duskmaw. Metamines. This is classic Mono Aloyan with Drix, Battletech, Aloyan Strategist. So just kind of classic Mono Aloyan stuff going on here. New burn deck that is That's the burn with, like, Dragon Wake. New Mono Aloyan, we don't actually need this anymore. OG Robots, this is what I kind of want to work on a little bit. Old Burn, I think we just made, right? Oh, no, okay. Old Burn is Katiri's Flame Shaper Savant deck. Old School NLG, this is just a deck that I played, like, back when I first started, so not really anything, like, super synergistic. It's just a bunch of good cards, and it's kind of sweet. So, just wanted to talk about a deck that I used to like to play back in the day. Old School Zombies. We were just playing this the other night. You were there for that. Dark Shaper Savant. It also showcases One Punch Man, new deck, Relic Hunter. Get the idea. Plants. This was actually a big deck for a little while. Nuada was just kind of taking over everything. I remember Nuada being a pretty sweet card, and Tarsus, obviously a huge part of that, as well as Patriarch. Rage deck with Auratech Explosives. Pretty straightforward mono 10-piece deck, though. Stasis Warden, we know about it. It doesn't work at all anymore, but... Oh, okay, I did throw a Valifrax in the Stasis Warden deck. Traditional BQ. This was like a Forge watch list. Everybody was running a pretty similar thing. This was right when Grimgaunt Doom Rider came out. And then a Wegu level deck. Alright, so Old Robots was here. I already forget. Something definitely came up while I was doing all that. I definitely thought of another deck, right? And I just can't remember what it is now. Placeholder. Oh, I definitely said something out loud. Oh, there's no poison deck here yet. Lol. Alright. Alright, we definitely need a poison deck. And I think that's going to be a poison level deck. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Is there any, like, super powerful deck that caused cards to get nerfed, or even just a card that I'm not showcasing? The only things that I can personally think of right now are Cindersmoke Wyvern and Iron Maiden. But otherwise, I feel like I mostly have everything. This didn't work the first time I tried to save it, so I'm gonna save this again. Oh yeah, I remember sometimes you wouldn't level your Static Shocks with this deck. Is that right? That's pretty cool. One thing that I think might be cool is, like, what if there was just, like, a test deck, and all of the decks that I showcase all get played against the same deck? Does that make sense? Like, what if there was, missing 2 3-ofs. Master of Elements. Oh, Burnout, clearly. And I'll put Flamelance in. Oh, Shatter Bolts. Frost Shatter Strike is another really good card that I'm not playing because I'm not playing the chicken deck. Yeah, the problem with that, Peon, is that, like, I need... That's where, like, another person comes in. Herald combo was in there, but that might have gotten deleted. Oh, yeah, Herald Bomb's here. Yep. Yeah, so... Like, do I just make another deck that's, what is this called? Sparkbot, Sparkblade Assassin. Just, like, start with this. To just kind of... I'm curious if, like, there should be a deck that just, like, explains the actual game, too, you know? Because I'm doing everything else. There's not necessarily just, like, a tutorial video that exists on Solforge. I'm sure there's, like, a how-to-play video somewhere. But it might not be crazy to just have, like, a vanilla deck that kind of exists. But yeah, I think the games will be more exciting, and the whole day will be more exciting if there are actual decks that I'm playing against. For sure. Oops. Fourth in the Season 6 challenge. These lists are probably right. I'm pretty sure both of these guys were running the same deck. Are these lists different? Three Archangels, 3 Edicts, 2 Burnouts as opposed to 3. Yeah, I guess explaining the game on the last day doesn't quite make that much sense. The thought was kind of just that, he's playing a battle brand, that's kind of interesting. The thought was really... Oh, there's some differences. Yeah, the Shatterbolts. Alright, we'll just start with the core. And then we'll figure out what wants to happen. The idea would be that, like, then the video series can just exist by itself. and it could be something that somebody could watch and just say, oh, what's Solforge? And then, oh, also what was like good in Solforge, and kind of be able to watch it that way. I'm not sure if that makes that much sense though. Has Ice Grasp ever been nerfed? They're both playing Firestorm? Okay, yeah, they are. Oh, it was 3 damage before? That's pretty crazy. Oh, yeah. It was 3 damage, and you used to have... Oh, our Q popped. When did that happen? Alright, well... I definitely missed that game. This Q just popped at some point there, but I wasn't paying attention. So it looks like there's some room for flex spots in the deck. You can play Echoes. You can play Sibean Experimentation. You can play Sonic Pulse, Shatterbolt, Battlebrand. You just look at some more lists, I guess. Get some older lists as well. Warmonger mod as well for damage push can be thrown in there. Oh, that actually seems pretty popular, a Singleton Warmonger mod. Might cut down 1 Draconic Echoes. Staff of Varus also seems like a... Turn on notifications on the ladder. Go to in-client queues. No, it doesn't look like it. I was just like trying to pay attention to this thing down here, because I think it was making a sound, but... Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to do that, Cleary. Nano Swarm can also be a flex spot. Yeah, also just Oratech Battlebrand. I like throwing in a Warmonger mod, though. So let's throw in one of those. Under API options. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. No, I do know this button. Okay. It's the thing that you gotta... And then I have to go to the sound setting page, probably, because I think I've got sounds on the ladder turned off. So it'll make this sound if I ever get paired up. Cool, thank you. And let's just throw in a Shatterbolt as the last card. That makes sense to me. The GSF Commando deck is pretty big right now. Does that make sense? Let's just fill out some of these placeholders. I'm going to leave the Arbiter deck. I'm going to leave the Deepwood and Dozer decks for now. What are some ones that I can actually fill in? I'm going to leave that one blank. Indomitable Fiend. Alright, this one I can actually fill in. And then it's mostly... The deck is like mostly Necrium spells, right? I don't even know what the second color of this deck is. I think it can be any color you want, right? Alrighty. I don't know if Cersei's Call quite makes the cut in the deck. Let's see. So, 4th in Friday Night Standard, 9th in Friday Night Standard, 2nd in Standard, via Seifert, Like a Boss. Alright, so here's a bunch of lists for it. Oh, weird. It's a deck with Harbinger of Spring and Fiend. That's kind of cute. Where are the decks that are only playing Fiend? Oh yeah, Fiend and Behemoth. That's pretty reasonable too. But I think it's just like removal spells and kill spells, right? Dreadbolt, Epidemic, this. I think you want Echoes in it as well. I don't think you need Grave Pacts. Maybe Nether Decay, I'm not sure. Remembrance, right? Yeah, this is the one. Ooh. Alright. That is, that's a pretty long sound. That got my attention. No, I don't know how to play the game. Alright, here we go. That sound definitely got my attention, Kaleri. I don't know how long left of today's stream. I am, Oh, and it tells you it's your turn as well. I'd probably say about a half an hour or so left. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Yeah, probably stream for about 30 minutes. None of these cards are good openers. Alright, I guess I'll play Witherfrost Succubus, but I'm not happy about it. None of these cards are good either, but I can Botanimate and Witherfrost Succubus something. So I got that going for me. That's interesting. I can... Oh, you know why I think it made so many noises? Because I have, like, 12 tabs open, and they're all the ladder. That's probably why the sound was so long. That's probably what happened. Yeah, I might mute those sounds here then. Yeah. That's a little bit. A lot. Yeah, I guess let's just Botanimate here. That'll mean that I positive battle this. I can just eat this plant and play a Spite Sower. I don't know. Didn't really have any great plays there. I'm not gonna roar. I could have, but I don't really need to. No, I don't have any unfinished faction drafts. I would. I just have this this high legendary draft that I actually started today too. Just figured it would be something that mostly wouldn't distract me, and that would let me just make deck lists today. I mean, I haven't brought up this part of the stream too, but I also am going to draft tomorrow. Like, that's 100% happening. I'm definitely drafting tomorrow too. So, all of that can clearly happen. This is actually my last game for high legendary draft. So this will be it for me here. Why did this guy shrink? Oh, everything took 2 damage. Cool. Sure. If my opponent tries to, I can use Spite Sower Acolyte to kill itself right now, if we really need to. Though never mind, I drew Nephrax. Nephrax can kill Spite Sower Acolyte instead. That would only be if my opponent tries to lock my Grimgon into play here. Instead, they've got an Aurotech Warhammer, so or Aurotech Explosives rather. So that is going to be able to kill it. Soul Maiden can take out Ignir, so Aurotech Warhammer is going to take out Soul Maiden, and then Ignir is almost going to take out Grimgaunt Predator. There's also Malice Hermit. Alright. I'm gonna do some crazy shit. Let's go like this. Then let's go like this. It's gonna grow this. This will die to poison. This will get 1 hit off on me. Like it'll attack me once and then it'll die to poison, and it'll deal 3 or 4 rather, either to Nephrax or myself, but not a huge deal as we will get to clear this. Regen on Shardplate Behemoth doesn't really seem that bad. That's random, Bacon Poet. That's a shame that that's happening. Though, at the same time, there is like a reasonable chance that I did that to somebody yesterday. Because, or not yesterday, but on Friday. Because I was, yeah, potentially doing that. Alright, so that dies. We took the damage, so that's pretty good. One thing I could see doing here would be, like, Shard Plate, make a dude, Verdant Charge. I guess I also don't have to roar if that's my play. But I guess my problem with this hand is that I have a roar, I have a Phytobomb, I have a Verdant Charge, I've got a Stygian Lotus. Phytobomb's not doing shite. Stygian Lotus is not either. So I should probably roar or Verdant Charge here. Don't know which is better. Verdant Charge is the same on Shardplate Behemoth as Ferocious Roar. So is Verdant Charge better on Nephrax? I don't think so. Actually, Verdant Charge might be better. Does Verdant Charge level better? I guess it does. Oops. We'll charge up here. Yeah, so, like, I was just, like, I kept joining the queue and then forgetting that I was in the queue. So, like, I've done that. But, obviously, it's not great to be on the other end of it. Yeah, either way, the Spirit positive battles the Oratech Warhammer. So, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's obviously, it's weird to be on the other end of it. Yeah, that's true, Clary. Part of the... Because you used to be able to get notified when it was your turn if you were, like, playing multiple games. It's a good point. It's a good point. It's good to have somebody, like, that plays the game also developing stuff for the game. And that's not just to, like, totally talk shit, but, like, I mean, you guys get what I'm getting at. Like, there's problems that happen that you'd know about if you were a player. All right, well, they offered the trade here, so it's about as good as that's gonna get. Play a Grimgaunt Predator, make them banish that, and I'll just overload my Tomb Pillager. We have Stygian Lotus into Nephrax next turn. Yeah, the next game button was sweet. We have not drawn super well this game. We've got Sorrow Maiden, Malice Hermit, GGP, and Botanimate still in the deck for next player level. We leveled a Specimen and leveled a... My opponent also got to level stuff with Oratech Warhammer. What did they level with the Forge Urkel this type of battle tech? That's a pretty good one. And they also leveled a Forge Oracle. Now they're going to get to level some mo. Actually, they might not be able to level anything more off of Oratech Warhammer. Because we can Lotus, and then we can sack the Lotus that pops up right here. Yeah, I want the Lotus to make a copy here, here, and here. The worst space for a Lotus to go is right here. Because that's where Nephrax wants to go. But I can't really prevent that. I guess I could have not said it out loud to make it more likely of happening. That was probably a mistake. Okay. Still positive battles here. It's a really strong card, but... Yeah, not exactly what I wanted to see. Lifeblood Dryad could work. Yeah, if my opponent dodges and then we're able to just go Ruby Scale Lifeblood Dryad and somehow they're also dodging this Grimgaunt Predator, I can't really see that happening. My opponent's 50-50 to have a... Oh, that's brutal. That could just be damage on the Nephrax, and their other play could be a chump block on the Nephrax. This could happen. This could happen. Okay, it's an open lane Specimen. Cool. Okay. I dig this. Oh, they killed the GGP, though? No way! No way they killed the GGP. That's crazy. Okay, well this is getting Botanimated then. And then we can either make a Spirit to trade with Forge Oracle, or a Spirit to deal a lot of damage to Specimen. I feel like we might want to start putting damage on Specimen ASAP, but this is also a reasonable amount of damage on my face. Nah, let's go for the damage on Specimen, and then let's Ruby Scale to pause battle the Saproling and make my Spirit and my Nephrax a little bit bigger. And that should ensure that my Nephrax survives till next turn also. Grimgaunt Predator plus Spirit plus Verdant Charge seems pretty reasonable. This is a horrible, horrible time to draw a Botanimate on 3.1 before my opponent has even had the opportunity to play level 3 creatures. I think my opponent is going to block with Killian and then block with Forge Oracle? No. I think this is actually one of the better results for us, though. Yeah. So now I go here, and I think we've definitely gained control of this game. We get to Verdant Charge, now we're regenning, we're Ruby Scale Dragoning, we're Nephraxing, and we've got a huge Grimgaunt Predator. Even though we drew the Botanimate, that was still quite a juicy turn. My opponent's not going to have the option to just replace their Nexus Tech. Nephrax does only put spirits into available spaces. Luckily, this deck also has 3 Ferocious Roars, though. Or, I'm sorry, 2 Ferocious Roars. But we will be able to Roar here and maybe Dreadbolt or Shardplate or Dragon Slayer or something like that. But we've definitely got quite the board of monsters here. My opponent's got a consistent 20/20 in their deck, though. Like, they're doing it, you know? They might even have 2 consistent 20/20s. They got to level up a card with Forge Oracle. That was a Nexus Tech. What did they level with Oratech Warhammer? There they leveled a Scrappy. So they've got some big monsters in their deck, but so do we. Alright, that they're just putting there to buy them some time, and that is a positive battle. Or, I'm sorry, not a positive battle. It's a positive battle for us. Oh, the Ignir. The Ignir triggered on the Nephrax, which made it just enough that it's going to kill it. Damn. Alright, well, if we Ferocious Roar, that's probably pretty good. The only question is, do we want to Ferocious Roar post-combat so that our Shardplate Behemoth gets the pump as well? What's worth more, 6 damage or having a 17-17 or 16-16? I think it's 6 damage. Yeah. Then we battle. Yeah. Then we play Shardplate. It'll be a 13-13. It'll get +2/+2 end of turn. And I've got an 18-20 regen 3, a 15-15. This is probably going to turn into 15-16. Right, yeah. All of their defenses are higher than their toughnesses. Wow, they get the positive battle on the GGP. We do have the Epidemic to flip it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ambriel's Edict for the cleanup. So I'm glad I went for that 6 damage push, because that was definitely more relevant. Let's go Disseum Brood Queen and Snowdrift Alpha and fill the field with our level 1 creatures. What a comeback from our opponent here. Oh, it's going to take a while for us to build a big board like that, and we did not draw Nephrax on this player level. Good on my opponent for getting back into it. I forgot Aetherphage is actually really good in this draft format. I'm not sure if I passed any Aetherphages. I think I did. I definitely passed some Aetherphages. Aetherphage is good in this draft format just because the Aloyan decks have so many edicts that you want to be able to steal from them. Spirit Flame Mystic is actually going to be a little bit awkward. It's going to clean up my dogs. Alright, they did it. They stabilized. I guess I'll make dogs. I can't see any use for them, though. Nah, they're just going to die. Do I have anything that makes things that died? No, but neither did they. Right, it's just like if it's worth filling up the death pile with dogs, and it doesn't really even feel like it'll do anything at all. It's just battle. So I can give this -5/-5 with Witherfrost Succubus, so I can answer the battle tech, and I'll also play a Ruby Scale. This Botanimate, I think, is actually going to be okay. I could also Nova into Lifeblood Dryad. I don't think Defender decks have ever been viable other than in Unheroic. And I did think about making... There's only really two Unheroic decks. There's Defenders and there's the Batterbound deck. I did think about putting the Batterbound deck together. It's not anything crazy, but it's a pretty powerful deck that can be made using no rares. Alright, so that's eating Botanimate. And then I'm playing a Witherfrost Succubus 3. And I am going to shrink this. Yeah, we've got the positive battle here. So that actually means I've got two options for this Witherfrost Succubus. I can clear off the battle tech, which I think I just want to do. Then I'll Botanimate this. And I'll deal with this later. Is that right? Yeah, it is. I think I keep the Ruby Scale Dragon in the center lane still. This can give something -7/-7 now. We've got Nephrax again. So that's our way back into the game. Oh, Wipe Clean is pretty good for Defender decks. Those are both, you're right, Kaleri. The Tarsus decks were also good in Unheroic. So I'd have to give this both of my triggers in order to kill it. It seems horrible. You can just give this -5/-5. Oh. Guess I could give this both of my triggers, and then I could just sacrifice this Witherfrost Succubus to Nephrax. Start shitting out 15/15s. Alright. gonna go Snowdrift for a positive battle here. And Nefrax is just gonna gobble this up. So now I can, like, kind of play a weird tempo sort of game with, like, chump blocking his creatures and then just making better ones. I can block this with a dog and with a 15/15 to kill it, but I also have to beat my opponent down or I'm gonna die. Ferocious Roar, Malice Hermit, Shardplate Behemoth, and Sorrow Maiden are all good cards here, though, too. So that helps. Yeah, Wipe Clean does seem like it would be good for Defender decks, because you can play Wipe Clean, like, defensively as well. Wipe Clean is, like, it can also gain you value against a lot of the decks going on. You play it against a GSF Commando, and then they lose their Nexus Bubble, and all their creatures just a 3/8 with no abilities. Citadel Guard, I do think is a strong card as well, but how did this guy get bigger? Okay. Well, it still dies to Snowdrift plus 15/15. Though I kind of want a Malice Hermit too. I think my plays are going to be Malice Hermit, Shardplate Behemoth, right? Let's see what we can get out of this. Alright, we can get that. Which means we can open lane our Shard Plate. Yeah, okay, I see the play. Let's do like this. Let's go Battle. Let's go Malice Hermit. Open lane this guy. And Roar. So now these are going to trade. And we're pressuring my opponent's life total pretty heavily. I've got 2 lethal creatures here. When he doesn't block this one, or I'm sorry, when he doesn't kill Nefrax, we're also going to just be able to make another free lethal creature with Nefrax over here. And also, just as we continue to grow wide, like this hunting pack is also lethal. Wow! What a great block! That's going to kill the hunting pack. It's going to make the spirit pretty low, but we're still going to have 2 lethal creatures, and my opponent's not going to be able to get back into it from that one. Yeah, 2 lethal creatures I think was pretty good. The charge plus roar I think also could have been good. The charge plus roar meant that even our dog was lethal, right? Yeah, our dog was exactly lethal. Because it was 8 attack and we could have given it +6/+6. So that would have been sweet. We also could have just made a free 21/21. So Nefrax is pretty busted there. I will be right back. I might end the stream right now, but I will be right back to confirm that or deny it for you guys. Alright, I don't have to go right this second. I'm going to be ending it pretty soon here. But... Sneeze. I can just continue to make these decks on stream here. Actually think I am going to call it here, guys. Bacon Forge or Soul Bacon, those are good names as well. So I'll definitely be making a post on Reddit tonight just to kind of explain a little bit more about my idea for the stream tomorrow. But let's just talk about that for a second here. Going to be playing through all of these decks, talking through the history of Solforge, and making YouTube videos out of that. I will also be drafting as well. We'll just do some normal drafts here with potentially one of the better draft sets that we've been able to look at. So we'll do some of that. We will play some Solforge, talk about the history of Solforge. I can give stuff out, but that doesn't really mean anything. And I'll figure out exactly how those games are going to be played. Oh, Bacon Poet. Well, you'll be able to catch everything on the YouTube channel as well. I know you check that out when you're not here. I will give a plug for that right now as well. You can find my YouTube channel in the panels below the stream, and I upload all of my past stream VODs there, as well as some highlights. So tomorrow it's just going to be a matter of making YouTube videos for that. So that'll all be chopped up into digestible chunks. It'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40. So it's going to be a 40-part series. Well, now that I've said that aloud, these are going to have to be pretty short. It's probably only going to be one game apiece. And even then, at one game apiece, we've got to get in 20-minute games. What's 40 divided by 3? It's 13? Huh. That's interesting. So if I play 20-minute games with each of 40 different decks, that's a 13-hour stream, and that's no breaks, no chance for reprieve or anything. Okay. Well, that kind of puts it into perspective a little bit, but that's what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. I will probably throw a Reddit post online just to kind of say exactly what I think I'm going to be doing with that. I also have been, if you look below my stream, I've been updating, there's a news feed thing that also posts to my Twitter. So if you want more direct updates from me, you can also follow my Twitter as well. Hit the follow button on the stream and the YouTube channel if you haven't already. That's going to be it for me for today. I will let you guys know exactly what's going on tomorrow, and hopefully I will see you guys there, those of you that can make it. Other than that, thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, just have some fun, play some Solforge, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's gonna be a doozy of a stream. So I don't know. I might have to cut some decks out here. Maybe I'll just have to play less decks. If it was like 24 decks, then I could give each one a solid 30 minutes. But yeah, because I want the chance to like talk about them too. So we'll see. And then there's some like Kitfinity and Metamines and different things like that that are going to take a lot longer even to play than they should because they're bad. So that's another thing to consider. But we'll give all that a shot. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.